Chapter in the first verse, Matthew 20:1. Amen. Matthew 20:1. And because it's a little bit of reading this morning, I'm going to go ahead and move kind of quickly. Amen. So we don't have y'all standing up too long. Amen. I don't want to do that. So somebody, this is my Bible.
This is my Bible.
I am what it says I am.
I am what it says I am.
I have what it says I have.
I have what it says I have.
I can do what it says I can do. Today I be taught the word of God. I boldly confess. My mind is alert. My heart is receptive. I will never be the same. I am about to receive the incorruptible, indestructible, ever-living seed of the word of God. I will never be the same. Never, never, never. I will never be the same. In Jesus' name. Matthew 20:1 says, "For the kingdom of heaven is likened to a man that is an householder, which went out early in the morning to hire laborers into his vineyard. And when he had agreed with the laborers for a penny a day, he sent them into the vineyard. And he went out about the third hour." Y'all think y'all pay his man a penny a day. Look at that. When the third hour, and saw others standing idle in the marketplace, and said unto them, "Go ye also into the vineyard, and whatsoever is right I will give you." And they went their way. And he went out about the 6th and the 9th hour, and did likewise. And about the 11th hour he went out, and found others standing idle, and said unto them, "Why stand ye here all day idle?" Now the 11th hour is 5 o'clock. They start working at 6, y'all. The 11th hour, we saw the 11th hour. The 11th hour is 5 o'clock. Work stopped at 6. He gonna hire him for 1 hour. He says, "So why are you standing here all day idle?" They said to him, "Because no man hath hired us." He said unto them, "Go ye also to the vineyard, and whatsoever is right, that ye shall receive." So when even was come, 6 o'clock, the Lord of the vineyard said unto his steward, "Call the laborers, and give them their hire, beginning from the last unto the first." He paid the ones who showed up at 5 o'clock first. Oh, we got to. Jesus does some weird things, don't he? He paid the ones who showed up at 5 o'clock first. Okay, it said, and when they came that were hired about the 11th hour, they received every man a penny. And when the first came, they supposed that they should have received more, and they likewise received every man a penny. And when they had received it, they murmured against the goodman of the house, saying, "These lads have wrought but 1 hour, and thou hast made them equal unto us, which have borne the burden and the heat of the day." But he answered unto them and said, "Friend, I do thee no wrong. Didst thou not agree for 1 penny? For a penny? Take that thine is, and go thy way. I will give unto this last even as unto thee. Is it not lawful?" This is very important to see. "Is it not lawful for me to do what I will with mine own?" So is thine eye evil because I am good? So the last shall be first, and the first last. For many are called, but few chosen. We're going to talk this morning about the kingdom's reward system. The kingdom's reward system. Let us pray. If any man speak, let him speak of the oracles of God. If any man minister, let him do it as of the ability which God giveth, that God in all things may be glorified through Jesus Christ, to whom be praise and dominion forever and ever. Amen. You may be seated. We've been talking about systems last week, right? Last week we talked about the people. The Bible says that these men have turned the world upside down. They were challenging a system. They were disrupting a system that was been in place. And even this morning in Sunday school, we talked about the system of the Jews, and how they had a system that excluded people who were not perfect, who had a sickness or had a withered hand or had any problem with them. They could not come into the temple. And these men came and disrupted the system. Now let me tell you something about strain theory. Strain theory says, y'all hear this little sociology, it says that we all want the same thing. We all want acceptance, we want money, we want to take care of our family, we want to have finances, all those things. We all want social accolades, we want those things. But there's times that there's some people, I want y'all to hear this, there's some people that the system does not allow them to get certain things. Now let me tell you something. People are not always poor because they are lazy. There are people who work 40 hours a week and 50 hours a week and still qualify for food stamps. I don't understand it, but we live in a world where that kind of thing can happen. There are people who really work and still are poor. Why are they poor? Because we have systemic poverty inside of our society. They make it to a point where sometimes you cannot move out those levels. There's a system that put in place that says that if you come from the wrong family, did not go to the right school, you can't be a CEO of a great company. You can make your own company, but nobody's going to give you their company, a Fortune 500 company. And so because of that, because we all want the same things, when the system fails you, what do? You make your own system. This is why we have people like Frank Lucas, who was able in Harlem to begin to distribute $1 million a day worth of cocaine, worth of heroin. He was on heroin. Well, he would use heroin. He was able to move all that stuff out there. Now, he had the mindset of a Steve Jobs. He had the mindset of someone who could be able to be over a corporation. He had his brothers and his cousins, everybody working for him, had everything together. He had the mindset of that. But because he came from North Carolina, he was poor, he was black, nobody was going to give him their company. He was not in the system that he needed to be in, and so the system failed him. So what did he do? He created his own system. Let me tell you something while we're talking about this morning. When the system fails the people of God, God will create another system. When the world does not reward you the way you should be rewarded, when they do not give you the accolades you should have, God says, don't worry about their system. I'm going to create another system. This is strain theory. God says, I'm going to strain and push and give you a system that is outside of the world system. And what I got to do, what I'm trying to do for the last 6 years of me pastoring, is to get the people of God to understand you don't need the world system to prosper. I'm just being real. The Bible says, if I seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, all these things going to be added. So I don't need the world system. That's why you don't hear me cry about there's somebody at my job trying to hold me back. You can't hold me back. That's that system. I'm on the God system. So let me go here. I got to go to my sermon. So God's system is not the world system. He does not pay by the hour. See, we must understand that God's reward system is not always based on how many years you have put in. He rewards you based on grace. Grace is unearned, unmerited favor. Grace is not fair. It is just generous. We must understand that God is generous to all of us. And this system of reward is totally up to his will. It is not up to our perception of fairness. None of what you call fairness. What is fair anyway? See, fairness is not a concept that God abides by. He does what is just, not what is fair. I've learned something. I had a boss that said this. He said, I'm going to treat everybody right, but I can't treat everybody the same. I said, what does that mean? I said, I'm going to treat everybody right, but I can't treat everybody the same. I said, what are you saying when you say? He said, because everyone is different. And I require more things out of people who I believe are going to go somewhere, who have more inside of them. So much is given, yeah, but it is much is required. So you sitting there getting mad at somebody who's putting more pressure on you, it's because they see something different inside of you. So they can't treat you fair. They treat the person beside you, they will be not recognizing your talents and your abilities. God does not do what is fair. He does what is just. And his love for justice overrides your desire for fairness. So God's system may not seem fair to us, but that is because we are operating in the wrong system. He operates in a system of grace. And since none of us deserve it, we have no standing. We have no reason that we can criticize his will. We can't do it because God can do it. Get this. He can do whatever he wants to do, however he wants to do it, because it's all he is anyway. Stop telling folks, if you ain't living right, God can't use you. That's a lie. Stop telling folks that if you ain't living right, God can't use you. God can use what he wants to use. The Bible says there was no prophet there to go to talk to Balaam, so the Bible says that he talked through his donkey. Y'all better hear this. So if God talked through a donkey, he showed can use somebody else inside of here. He does what he wants to do, how he wants to do it. The Bible says in verse 15, it says, is it not lawful for me to do what I will with mine own? You see, if the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof, who are we to question what he does with it? Who am I to question what God does with things that are already his? Whether you save or not, guess what? You're still God's. God can do what he wants to do with you. Whether you accept him or not, you are not outside of this system. That's why you're wasting your time worrying about somebody else. God had to release it to them for them to have it. And you are wasting your time hating on gifted people. God gifted people, and guess what? He's not sorry for gifting them. We got to preach it both ways. We say that the gifts of calling of God, Mr. Shamika, that they're without repentance, meaning that I don't have to repent. I got to be saved to be used of God. That gift is mine. But also, the other side of that coin says that if God gives you a gift, he's never sorry that he gifted you. You better hear this. He never repents for the fact that I gave you that gift. He's not sorry that there's some preachers out there right now who have a gift of preaching, a gift of preach down the walls, and they're out there using drugs, out there doing all kind of crazy stuff. He's still not sorry he called them. There's some people who have gifts of singing who are not singing for God, but are singing for the world. God is not sorry that he called them. He said, I can do without what I want to do with what I have. Oh, y'all better hear this. That's why you're wasting your time hating on gifted people. Don't hate on gifted people, because I'm going to tell you, see, Brother John, he's a multi-talented person. I mean, he can sing. I seen him one time at the jam session after church. I stuck around. I'm trying to stick around. I want to go home. They will be here all night. You can see him be sitting up there, that frown on his face, but y'all please stop. And then we had like I don't know how many musicians. And I saw him that John jumped from the piano to the drums. He jumped from the drums to the bass guitar. Got to the bass guitar, said, give me the lead guitar. I've never seen that in my life. God is giving him multiple gifts. And I said, Lord, if you could just give me half of that. Probably said, that's why he ain't going to give it to me. Because I mean, if you just give me half of that. I said, man, it's something. But guess what? It is pointless to hate him for the gift that God has chosen to grace him with. Because my job is to make the most of the gifts and tell that God has blessed me with. Sometimes we are focusing so much on what someone else had and the ability that they have that we're not making full use of the ability that God gave us. Am I being real in the house? You focusing so much on what they're able to do and how they're able to do that and do this. But guess what? God said, I grace you with some stuff too. Can I give you an example? I like giving you a real world example. Paula Dean had her husband that left, and she had 2 boys, and she was trying her best to live and try to make it, and she couldn't go out and work, and she had to take care of the boys. You know what she started doing? She said, I'm going to start making little sandwiches for people who are in Atlanta who come from these nice big offices. Can you buy a sandwich from the sandwich lady out there? She began to start selling sandwiches. She went from selling sandwiches to making her own cookbook. Nobody believed in her. She could not find a publisher. She put her pennies together and published her own book, and now she's over a multi-billion-dollar industry because she said, I'm not going to look at what I don't have. I will use what I've already been graced with. I should be helping y'all on this side of here. We need to understand it. Stop worrying about everybody else. It's all God's stuff anyway. You see, the Bible said all good gifts come from the Father of lights. And when God wants to bless you, no one can stop him. That's why I rejoice when the word says that the wealth of the wicked is laid up for the righteous. Y'all ready to hear this? And that's why you can't choose how God is going to bless you. There are going to be some wicked people that God will set up to reward you because it's all his anyway. It's all his. So let me tell you something. I'm going to move on to my second point. See, your focus should be on the harvest, not the reward. Your focus should be on the harvest, not the reward. Verse 37 of Matthew 9:37 said, then Matthew 9:37, I'm sorry to give you all that one. It says, then said he unto his disciples, the harvest truly is plenteous, but the laborers are few. Pray ye therefore the Lord of the harvest, that he will send forth laborers unto his harvest. Somebody say his harvest. See, you should be honored by the fact that God thought enough of you to pray that God will send you to his harvest. We want the blessing so much, we never look at the fact, God, I'm thankful that you called me. I was in Piggly Wiggly yesterday. I saw a student I taught at Camp Shelby who remembered me. I didn't even remember him that well. I said, man, all those years that I thought, well, Lord, I'm not doing what I should be doing. I should be doing something better. I said, Lord, I never thank you for the harvest of souls that I was able to touch right there at U Challenge. We worry sometimes about everything else and never thank God that, Lord, you thought of me to be worthy to go down there and teach those kids. Oh, I'm getting somebody else. So I've come to a place that I want to be more concerned with being a good worker than the reward for my work. I just want to perfect that which that I do. I want to perfect my gift. I want to perfect being a preacher, perfect being a minister, perfect being a pastor. I want to perfect it. I'm not so interested in what God will give me back from it. I just want to be good at it. What thought about that? We trying to get a raise at our job. Are you even good at your job? Can I be real in the house? Do they like it when you ain't there? Does it matter if you ain't there? Oh, it doesn't get so quiet inside the house. We got to say, Lord, before I move to the next level, am I good at what I'm doing right now? You see, there is a spirit of jealousy in the house of God that makes mature saints, and I want y'all to hear this, they hate on new converts sometimes because God gives them a little shine every now and then. See, they hate on the new saints, they get a little shine every now and then. There are people that hate on the fact that God is using the new generation, I'm saying the new generation, to preach, to praise, to prophesy, and to worship at a higher level. People hate that, man. They can't stand the fact. I've been preaching 30 years. You've been preaching 2 years. All of a sudden, God has put you out to the nations. You can preach so well. But you can hate on them because guess what? God said, I can do what I want to do with what I want to do with it. I can do what I want to do. That's me. I can do what I want to do. I was at a 7 last words of Christ. And I hate preaching those things because it's like a preaching contest. You got 7 preachers. They tell you all 5 minutes. All of them take 15. I don't know why. But we go up and we had to speak about the 7 last words of Christ. And right before me was a young man who I knew on the internet. I knew him from Facebook. And he was a good young man. And I don't know how to start now, but he was Baptist, but everybody had some fire. I'm telling you that he could preach. He got up and I said, Lord, I got to get up behind this young man. I asked him, I said, man, how old are you? He was telling me he was like 21, 22. I said, good Lord have mercy. I got up behind him, I had to get up behind that young man and preach. And they were looking, and I said, everybody else behind was saying, well, I'm not in no competition. I said, I got behind. I said, look, that young man that just got behind the pulpit, he preached, y'all. I must give him his props. That young man preached. I must appreciate what God did for him. At 21 years old, he is farther than sometimes for a preaching ability than some people who've been preaching 30 years. And I can't hate on him because he can preach. Can I be real inside the house? I had to get some preachers about this before. I was inside a minister meeting. I said, well, I don't tell nobody. People say, well, my pastor don't hum. He don't be up there. I heard pastors say, I don't be doing all that singing when I'm preaching. I don't hum. I don't do all that hacking and stuff like that. You know what I told him? I said, you would if you could. I'm going to tell you right now, if I could, I would. We ain't been getting on me for years and you ain't put that head in that ear yet. If I could do it, I would. Why are you hating on what you can't do? Instead of saying, Lord, man, you are able to give the word, able to deliver it in a way that people receive it, and able to get it. I can't get mad at you. I must appreciate what God has done inside your life. Can I go to the flip side? That's the same people who hate on Joel Osteen. He's a motivational speaker. He's not a real speaker. He's a motivational speaker. He's preaching to 40,000 people, and you preaching to 5, and you talking about, oh, y'all better hear me inside here. And he ain't preaching nothing. He ain't preaching the real word. If you ever listen to one sermon about him, you feel bad about yourself. I heard people just speaking about Joel Osteen. I listened to one sermon on YouTube by myself. I said, Lord, I ain't doing nothing. Joel's saying it a nice way, but he get on you, don't he? We got to learn that you cannot hate on the abilities and gifts that God gave somebody else. So that young man, I said, look, I'm praying that God bless you to keep speaking the word of God. I pray that you go national. I pray that you go worldwide. I can't hate on what God is giving you. See, this is what you understand. There are people that hate the fact that God has been consistent, that we've been consistently tithing for years, and God blesses somebody who tithed for 2 Sundays in a row with a car and a check in the mail. What my blessing is, Lord? They ain't been tithing, and all of a sudden they get blessings out of it. Then they're quick to forget. I want you to hear this. That it's an honor to even be chosen to work in the harvest. It's an honor that God even called me to speak the word of God. It's an honor that God even called you to do what he called you to do. Y'all better understand that. And so the Bible states that many are called, but few are chosen. God chose you to work in the harvest, and you are more worried about somebody getting what you will get if you would just be patient. I'm just being real. Sometimes it is wise to be thankful, to just be called out of darkness into this marvelous light. Maybe you should be grateful that God chose you to use such a messed up person like you in his service. I'm grateful that God chose you to use somebody like me inside of this service. You ain't got to clap on that. Maybe you ain't thankful. I'm thankful that God even chose to use somebody like me. He ain't got to pay me for what I'm doing for him. I can never pay him back. I'm just thankful that he chose to use somebody. He could have left me out there in the world, y'all. He could have left me out there with no heart for him, with no hope in my spirit, but he chose to bring me in. God, hear this. God just wants to make sure that we all eat. Somebody said we all got to eat. See, Jesus says, I'm going to move through, that during the day, the master walked in the marketplace and he found those that had not been hired. It was not that they were lazy. No one had hired them. They waited in the marketplace and waited for somebody to hire them. Now, we pick with people of Mexican descent. We say they be out there just trying to find a job. You go out to Texas and places, they be at Lowe's all day, waiting on somebody to come hire them from the day. Amen? And we pick with them, but we be the ones that have praying somebody called. We be the ones that have, Lord, please let somebody hire me. Open the heavens for somebody to give me a job. But they're at the place where people go work. Y'all better hear this. And so these people were in the marketplace praying that somebody will hire them. And I'm going to tell you why. This is a little history. Because the Bible says they give us this day our daily bread. The daily amount of bread was about a penny, or in their money, a denarii. So you worked that day and you ate that day. Okay? So you worked that day. This is why Jesus talked about these things. Jesus was a carpenter by trade. But guess what? People couldn't buy furniture all the time. So when they went out buying furniture, Joseph, Jesus, everybody had to go to the fields and work as a day laborer. We don't think about those things. And so he worked that day for enough money to buy bread that night. And because nobody had hired them, they would not be able to feed themselves, and they would not be able to feed their families. Hiring these men for a half a day or for 1 hour was only an act of compassion for them. Y'all better get it. He was not trying to get his harvest in. He just felt bad because he said, you've been here all day and you've been trying to find work. You found no work. Nobody hired you, and you're going to starve tonight. And even though I know I started hiring at 6, but because you're still here, I want you to eat too. Y'all want to hear this. And because we all need to understand that God wants all of us to eat. Some people may work long, and some people may not work as long, but we all need to eat. We all need the blessings of God, y'all. I, for one, I want all my people to eat. I want everybody on my team to eat, y'all. I want everybody in my church to be blessed. I'm just being honest. I saw a nice car there this morning. I'm called what kind of car it is. Saw a nice car. I said, Lord, who car is that? I hope that one of my people inside of here. I'm just being real. I want God to bless everybody inside the house. I want the person that has been here for years to be blessed. I want the ones who just joined to be blessed as well. Y'all ain't heard that. And I don't have a seniority complex. Just because I've been here longer does not mean that I don't want you to be blessed. Don't mean you got to get behind me inside the line. That's not how God does it. The Bible says the last shall be... Oh, y'all heard this. And so I want the next generation to be even better and do even greater things. Me and my wife were talking about it. We closed on our house. I was 27 years old. 27 years old, and we closed on our house, started paying that mortgage. I don't know why they say own the house. They didn't know I don't own nothing. Trust me on that house. Some people land. No, but I understand what you're trying to say. But we bought our house when we were 27. I was 27. Guess what? I want my sons to own property before they graduate. You got a little piece and say amen on that. I want them to own property before they graduate. They don't have to own a house. I want them to own something though. I want something that's in their name before they walk off their stage. Y'all ain't heard that. If you never put it out there, you'll never see it. If you never put it out there, you will never see it. Some of us are scared to even dream. I'm going to say this and be through. Some of us are scared to even dream inside the house. Pastor, that ain't going to be in my life. I don't care if you didn't get it. You better pray your kids get it. Y'all better get this. I'm believing that. I want to have a business by the time I'm 40 years old. I was reading something that said that middle class people, the problem with them, they don't own any businesses because so they're not really getting the most out of their money. Once you get to a point where you can pay your bills, now make a different stream of income to get more money inside them. I want a business by the time I'm 40 years old. But guess what? I want my sons to be entrepreneurs before they go to college. My son, he with anything electric, anything technical, he can do it. I mean, I'm trying to figure out, what can you do? Dad, like, I'm thinking about college now. Now, maybe y'all think about college thinking to be 18. I'm thinking about college now. I'm trying to find something that you want to do that's going to keep you inside that seat. And I know he can go on the TV, he know how to go fix things and do stuff, he know how to do all this stuff with cameras and with cell phones and with video equipment and all this stuff. I said, Lord, I believe in God. He don't have his own little business where he for repairing computers and laptops while he's in high school. Mother Evelyn said something important this morning. I don't want him with me my whole life. I want to be spend some time with just me and her. When we got married, he was already there, y'all. He wasn't born yet, but he was at the wedding. Y'all put 2 and 2 together on that one. He wasn't born yet, but we ain't had no time by ourselves yet. Y'all ready to hear this? So I believe in God that he's going to be an entrepreneur too. I don't care if it took me longer to get what I want to get. Just because I got that 40, he don't have to get that 40. I want him to be blessed. Can I speak? I want these young people inside of here to pray for more than a fellowship hall and a parking lot. That's what we got to pray for. That's what we got to get to. But I'm believing for them, they're going to have family life centers. They're going to have business plazas out here. It will go to the next level. It can't stop with me. You can't sit there and say, well, we got this. You can't go too much more than us. No. I want you to go even more. I want Transforming Live campuses all over this state, all over this country, all over this. Y'all ain't heard me inside of here. I want them to be blessed. I want them to be blessed. I want that. I know that we work hard, but I want them to eat too. I want you to be blessed too. We all agree to work. We all agree that God is a rewarder of those that diligently seek him. We all need to agree that we need to eat. I know you just showed up, but you got to be blessed too. I know that you may have not toiled for your anointing the way I toiled for my anointing, but you need to be anointed too. See, I believe in process. I believe in work and consecration. But guess what? I'm going to give you a word of prophecy now. God is going to do a quick work in this season with some new saints because the time is more wicked. They are facing stuff that I didn't face. So God ain't got time to raise them up over 30 years to get them right. God says, if you get saved and you frustrate yourself, I'll do in 30 days what took them 30 of y'all ain't heard this. See, they're coming in creative. They're coming in already liberated. They may not need all the process and the pressing and the work it took for us to get free from our past. Some of y'all, the reason why you are where you are, because you were just so stubborn. I'm just being real. Some of us could have been a lot further than what in life, but we just so stubborn. Can I preach on me so y'all can say amen? There's some stuff in my life I should be farther in life, but I was stubborn. Daddy said, don't buy that. You can't afford that. I really want it. I bought it. Guess what? I got notes. I got bills to pay. I was stubborn. There's some lessons he tried to teach me in ministry that I wouldn't even listen. It was something just this year he taught me. He said, don't do that. He said, I wouldn't do that if I were you. I said, no, Pop, everything good. I'm good. It blew up in my face. Stubborn. And let me tell you something. I don't want the next generation to have to learn from mistakes on their own. They should learn from our mistakes. And the reason why some of us are not blessed, and you don't want to hear this, because you said, Lord, I'm not blessed that way. I don't have this. The reason why you're mad right now is because you were stubborn. You couldn't listen to no leadership. No pastor was good enough for you. Nobody could say anything to you. No deacon could talk to you. No mother could talk to you. No word of prophecy came your way. You was just stubborn. Sometimes we were just rebellious sometimes. You know what rebellious people do? They isolate themselves. Man, Matthew Stevenson preached on this like last week. A man who isolates himself. He rejects correction so he can never be better. You ever notice that when people get mad, they leave the church? And they be by themselves and they listen to the wrong counsel? Because they isolate themselves from good counsel? And you can't be blessed unless you're going to listen to good counsel. But I believe in God. We got some young people inside of here right now. We got some older people who will be new inside of here right now. We say, Lord, I'm going to listen to counsel. I'm going to listen to direction. The world is getting wicked. But guess what? I'm going to get even more wiser. The Bible said we should be wise as serpents, but harmless as doves. We can't just go out and do the same thing we did before. We can't have church the same way. We can't raise up people the same way. Because God is doing a new thing inside this earth. Y'all better hear this. they're facing new battles, new restrictions, new barriers, and God said, I will raise them up, and they're going to be blessed, and don't you hate on them. 34 years old, if I see somebody 24 preaching, I'm not going to hate on him. I'm going to encourage him because he got to eat too. Somebody say you got to eat too. So it's about time for us to eat, y'all, because it's about time for me to get through too, because it's about time for payday for this ministry. I'm going to read the word. See, we have toiled and we have struggled and we stuck with it. Let me tell you some people inside here, I thank God y'all stuck with me inside here, because I couldn't always preach it. And sometimes I was always a little tight-tongued, and I was trying to get things together. The ministry wasn't always right, but you stuck with it. And I thank God you stuck with it, because it's about time for you to eat too. See, the system of the kingdom is that we are a body, and the body is blessed together. Can I give you an analogy? You can't eat a piece of food and tell the nutrients to not go to certain parts of the body because you don't like it. You can't eat an apple and say, don't take those nutrients to the hand. I don't like my left hand. You can't tell it, send all the nutrients to the foot because I like my foot. You better understand, if we eat an apple, the whole body gonna get fed. We need to realize that the blessings of the Lord are about to hit this house. And we need to realize that we are not under the world's reward system. We're under a kingdom reward system. And the kingdom reward system says that everything belongs to God and he can do with it whatever he wants to do. And he wants to bless you abundantly. So I don't care if you've not been at that job too long. I don't care if you just started working. Look out for promotion. I don't care if you just started school. Look out for special treatment. I don't care if you just got your mortgage. I'm looking for God to pay it off. I have 22 years left to pay on my mortgage, but I'm believing God that he's going to pay it off suddenly. God ain't hurt. I'm believing God. And I'm not going to hate on Brother Justin, because Brother Justin and Sister Teresa, they just closed on the house not many months ago. I'm not going to tell them, but I paid and I gave my mortgage for 7 years. I did it for 7 years. And God just paid mine off. So you got to pay 7 years for God to pay yours off. I don't believe that. I believe God. And they can get it paid off in 7 months. Y'all ain't heard of that. I want them to eat too. I want them to eat too. Y'all ain't heard it. So you may not be the best business person. You may have failed before in business, but don't you get discouraged, because you're under a kingdom reward system, and it's almost payday. Your ministry may not have taken off yet, but keep working at it, because it's almost payday. You may have been tithing for a while, but you may have been working for a while, but it's almost payday. And we say this all the time. Put your time in, for payday is coming after a while. I may have been here for 34 years. You may have joined last week, but when God's going to bless, we all going to bless. We all going to eat. We are many members, but one body. See, God is going to make sure you eat.